Hi, welcome to the Shirley Ryder Show, and you're with Shirley Ryder, and today we're speaking with Carol Storey. Hi, Carol.
Hi, Shirley.
Hi, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Shirley.
And thanks very much for coming on and talking to me.
You're welcome.
Remember to hit the subscribe button if you want to receive more notifications of uploads. Also, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and leave a comment. I love to hear from you.
So we've done 3 albums, and this was one we did with the Tauranga Concert Orchestra as well, so we did that one. And that's when Leith Milson was the director.
Oh, Leith, yeah.
And Leith's a wonderful musician.
He's a great piano player.
Fantastic. And sax player.
Oh, I didn't know
bass
that.
player. And yeah,
Leith
very good musician.
Leith actually helped me out. He when I went to the music shop when he was over at the Mount, you know,
Oh,
music
yes,
cleanup.
yes. Yeah.
And I said to him, I don't know how to play the piano with my voice. So we sat down and he actually just in about 5 minutes gave me heaps of really good tips.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I even forgot.
He's a good man, Leith.
Yeah, he's lovely.
Good musician.
Yeah.
And then this was the second album that we did, and we did this one when Murray Mason was the director.
Yeah.
And Murray Mason was a fantastic director as well. And also he was teaching music a lot in the high schools here as well. Very inspirational man,
Awesome.
Murray. And this was we also did that one with Murray.
Oh, okay.
And so these are really good little keepsakes, I guess, for us as musicians.
Yeah.
And we're actually doing a concert, Shirley, for Neil Randrup, who's, I don't know if you saw in the paper, who turned 100.
Wow. How
I
cool.
know. He turned 100 on the 1st of January.
Yeah.
And he's done a lot of the arrangements for the big band over the years. And when I was first in the big band, he was playing in the band and playing baritone sax.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
So he's, so we're doing this special birthday honouring him on the 23rd of January.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, and we're playing his arrangements.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
You've shown us a whole lot of your achievements, which is quite mind-boggling. Makes me feel quite insignificant.
No, it's all, Shirley, you're just beginning. You're still on the journey.
Oh, I don't know.
You're still on the journey. No, it's a long journey. Look at Neil. He's 100.
Yeah.
He's still writing songs.
Yeah.
He's still doing arrangements.
Oh,
and he said now he's starting the next 100 years.
That's right. That's
So
right.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, another musical achievement.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us about this one?
Oh, well, the other thing I love is I love stage shows, you know. It's interesting because I grew up with, like, my mum was whakatoria, my dad was Scottish, and my dad really promoted kapahaka, and mum sent me off to ballet, and mum loved shows.
Yeah.
And so it was a natural thing for me I enjoy shows and going to watching shows and having been in shows, and probably my favourite show that I've been in was Showboat, which was here in Tauranga.
Cool.
And so that was in 2000. I love doing shows. They're a lot of fun. So that's Showboat. So Tauranga Musical Theatre produced really cool shows. And that was the last big show I did.
Okay.
I did Les Miserables in 1995 in Hamilton.
Okay.
And was a part of the cast for that.
Awesome.
And that was a fantastic thing to be a part of as well.
What did you do? What was your role?
And there I was one of the cast, and they brought the leads in from Australia.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like the first, it was the first time they were doing Les Mis in New Zealand with a New Zealand cast.
Yeah.
So it was Hamilton Operatic that I did that one with.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
So shows are fun
Yeah.
too. You know, they're quite different from
Just
playing your guitar. You know, you're focusing on your singing and you're performing.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So you've got a connection with Trevor Borneus, obviously, in terms of music. Trevor's a great guitarist and a lovely person.
Yes.
And also, you were talking about your brother off camera before. So do you want to tell us about all of that?
Right. Well, I first met Trevor when, I guess Trevor and I were around about 15.
Yeah.
And Trevor was the guitarist for my brother's band. a band called Somerset Morn.
Okay.
And, you know, in those days they did Battle of the Bands.
Yep.
And I used to follow the band around. And then they had another band called Cloud. And I think bands like yourselves, musicians, you become part of this universal family.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It is. It's very much a family.
Yeah. And that's how I feel like with Trev. You know, we're just all one big family, really. Yeah. And it's just great because you can play your instruments together and enjoy music together.
Just seems to be a connection, with musical people. Like,
Yeah.
Yes. And it's almost like, you know, because you hear sometimes, you know, people get annoyed with each other and that sort of thing can go on too. But I think that goes on in a family as well. So the whole thing.
Yes, that's true.
The whole thing is just, he'll get over it, you know.
Yes.
And that's kind of what it's like, you know, to me anyway. I don't take it too seriously. I cherish, you know, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like torch songs, you know. I guess now we almost do one gig a year. So we're playing at the Rotorua Jazz Club on the 7th of February, and that'll be our time of getting together.
Nice. Yeah.
And so, you know, like Dave, I've known Dave a long time, Dave Maybe, wonderful musician, and Wayne Melville, you know, and they're very generous musicians as well with their music, their talent, and Grant Mason, and Liam, of course, is incredibly generous to everybody with the talents and the gifts that he has and that he shares with everyone. Yeah. So, and then another strong influence, I guess, for me musically, guitar-wise, would be the Scanderas, like Peter Scandera, who plays a lot with Dave.
Okay.
Wonderful influence. He's a beautiful guitarist.
Top 5 New Zealand artists.
Ooh.
For you?
For me, well, I've got to put LAB in there. Yep, definitely. Amazing band and amazing group of musicians.
Take me on, I'll lead you there. And call me, will you be far?
I also think that I like Tex, the young rising star. Been to a couple of his concerts. I've always enjoyed and respected Bitrunga's music. I think she's just a wonderful songwriter, singer. Anika Moore. Love Anika Moore's voice. Wonderful voice, and her wit. She's very funny and really good performer. Rhea Hall. You know, Rhea Hall is she came through Tauranga to intermediate, and it's interesting when you look on the board, the honours board, there's her name there, having got the cultural award.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was before I went there. That was in 1995. Yeah, an outstanding. And so it's just been a part of her. So it's great to see Rhea. So, and then of course there are all those people who are just incredible musicians. Like Trevor is my favourite guitarist. You know, Trevor and my brother. I love them as guitarists. Dave Maybe. You know, there's just so many wonderful musicians in this town, in this country, and it's great. I know COVID might have put a damper on things for people internationally. That nationally, I think it's been great for musicians. You know, to sort of hunker down and do their thing. Yeah.
It's also open up opportunities, you know, for us.
Yes.
Where the international people haven't been able to get in. So
Yes.
it's been quite good. And of course, it's not exactly a musical thing, but there was the day, talking about school and people at school, there was the day that Richie McCaw turned up to the staff room. and I did see you managed to get a picture.
Oh, yeah, because
I didn't get one.
That's because his wife, Gemma came through Tauranga Intermediate. She came through the Tauranga Intermediate Music Department, as did Peter Burling, you know, and so it's just a wonderful connection. And because her mum was teaching there at the time, Michelle, and Michelle's a great friend. No, it
was cool. So it was quite surprising walking in there and seeing that just after we'd just come back from tour. It was great. They both talked to the kids in the assembly, and it was quite a cool time.
And that's the thing with schools, you meet lots of people too, you know. that come and visit, or might be parents or what have you. I mean, I remember when Phil Rudd's children were at Tauranga Tui, his son Stephen, and Phil Rudd was so generous to the school when I think Stephen was their oldest child.
Yeah.
And Phil came and reskinned our drum kit for us. You know, he came into the music. What can I do to help? You know, very quiet person.
For those of you that don't know, just Phil Rudd, he lives actually. Well, I don't know if he's here now. Actually, I think he might have moved, but he used to live locally, really, didn't he?
He did it at a mokoro.
Yeah, but he was the drummer for still is again now, isn't he?
Yes.
For ACDC.
Yeah, it's great. I saw this wonderful podcast interview of him and how he's basically, you know, he's looking after himself. And he's the greatest drummer that ACDC have ever had. Yeah. You know, and so it's great to hear that he's doing that. Yeah. But yeah. I don't think I'm not sure about the talk songs ones. I think that they may be. Yeah, they may have all gone, those ones, but I think they're accessible online.
Okay.
Everything seems to be online. Yeah, so there may be some of that, I'm not sure though. You'd probably have to ask Liam.
Okay.
Yeah.
But your album, how do we go about getting that one?
Well, the Moko Moko album, if you would like a copy of the Moko Moko album, you can buy it online through iTunes. Or else, if you want a hard copy, you can contact me at just Carol Storey with an E in Storey at extra.co.nz.
Cool.
Just email me. And I'll send you out an album.
Oh, that'll be awesome. And do you have like a Facebook page or a website or anything?
No, I used to. I used to have, but Tirama is my branding, and Tirama means to illuminate.
Oh, okay.
And so I used to have a website, Tirama, but I think it might be non-existent now. But I do have a, what do you call it, like a YouTube channel.
Oh, cool.
Tirama, yeah.
Okay. So we can find you there.
Yeah. But I think if you just kind of Google me, that album, Moko Moko, will come up.
Yeah, I did see it actually. It was in the library, National Library. It was where it came up for me, but there might have been other places too. I just had a quick look.
Yes, because it was an album that I did as a body of work, more so than being a commercially produced album. Yeah, in that way.
Exactly. Yeah. And of course, So finally, where to from here? For Carol, what can we expect in the future? More shows of the children.
Yes, well,
That's
doing the huia.
Yeah.
Doing the huia. We're calling it the Last Feather.
Yeah.
That I'm going to be doing this year, and so working more with the children this year, and
Torch Songs and something.
Yeah, Torch Songs have their annual gig. And the big band, and like for me, I guess I would like to be able to take time, maybe 2022 is when I'd like to perhaps pull back from the teaching side of things, because I've been teaching a long time now, and maybe look at doing some more writing, some more composing.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to do that.
Another album?
I'd like to be able to do that. Yeah.
Any ideas of what that might entail?
Not yet, no.
No, I haven't thought that far.
It'll definitely be guitar based, as usual. I love, my favourite sort of, I guess it's hard to say it's your favourite instrument because there's so many other instruments that you love anyway.
Just the one that you feel...
But it's the one that you kind of connect with, I suppose.
I'm like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my Spanish guitar, I suppose. Yeah. It's funny, Shirley, because I remember I did some interviews on children to ask them what was a traditional instrument of the Māori. They said the guitar. I thought that was quite cute. Yeah. But of course it's Tauranga Tui. Yeah.
Hey, well look, thanks very much for for letting me to come into your house. And you got a beautiful house there too. It's lovely. waiting for the swimming pool guy to turn up?
Well, it's what I like about this place is the space.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's just the space, and,
Yeah.
and because I've
And
got
the views.
I've got like a tortilla tree
Mhm.
and a kauri tree at the back of the house, and in the front of the house there's a pohurakawa and a kōwhai, and it's like I've got these kaitiaki, these guardians here on this property,
Right.
and keeps me in touch with the whenua.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so...
Awesome. It's beautiful.
But
Oh,
thank you, Shirley.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Remember to hit the subscribe button if you want to receive more notifications of uploads. Also, give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and leave a comment. I love to hear from you.